With so many different species of trees in the world, one in particular is entwined with the lives of human beings. The oak tree. No matter where you turn, you just can't seem to get away from them. Whether you're in a residential suburban neighborhood, a local forest preserve, or even a city park, they are around. Oaks are trees and shrubs in the family Fagaceae, which also includes beeches, chestnuts, and chinquapins. These are all woody trees and shrubs whose nut is encased in a shell-like casing. Oaks in particular belong to the genus Quercus. Oaks are commonly divided into two subgenera, Quercus and Cyclobalanopsis. However, some taxonomies consider these two divisions are distinct genera. Taxa within Cyclobalanopsis occur in China and Southeast Asia and consist of about 150 different species. The genus Quercus is native to the northern hemisphere and includes deciduous and evergreen species extending from cool temperate to tropical latitudes in the Americas, Asia, Europe, and North Africa. North America contains the largest number of oak species, with approximately 90 occurring in the United States, while Mexico has 160 species, of which 109 are endemic. The second greatest center of oak diversity is China, which contains approximately 100 species. The fossil record shows that trees similar to oaks first appeared around 32 to 35 million years ago, with trees directly related to contemporary extant species appearing around 25 million years ago. By about 23 million years ago, trees resembling most of the major oak groups had emerged. This was all within the Paleogene period. Fossils of oak's close relative, Fagus or beeches, are shown extending back to the late Cretaceous period. It is estimated that between 22 and 3 million years ago, oaks became the most dominant tree type in the Fagaceae family. Oaks are known for their fruits, acorns. Acorns are comprised of two parts, the nut and the cupule. Both have distinct features which allow for identification of trees among the Quercus genus. Interestingly, acorns have a history of serving as food for humans. Native Americans in particular referred to acorns as grain from trees, and they were pounded into flour and meal. Like most nuts, they are a very protein-dense food. Acorns in food usually fall into three categories: making acorn flour, eating them as nuts, or cooking in acorn oil. Before cooking with or eating acorns, though, one has to be aware of the high concentration of tannic acids found within them. Tannic acid causes a bitter taste and can be toxic to humans if eaten in large enough quantities. Typically, a leaching process is used to remove the tannic acid, in which the acorns are placed in a boiling pot of water and the water is cycled out until the water does not turn brown after straining. Along with serving as a food source for humans, acorns also serve as a food source for animals. Acorns can also be fed to pigs and other livestock as a supplementary grain. They are a favorite food of deer, black bears, squirrels, some birds, and even rodents. Since acorns are too heavy for wind dispersal, they depend on other ways to spread. Some animals, such as jays and squirrels, serve as seed dispersal agents. These animals scatter hoard acorns in caches for future use, and when left unused, these acorns at times may germinate and thrive. The stone oaks, or the genus Lithocarpus, is another group of plants in the Fagaceae family which also produce acorn-like fruits. These are native to Southeast Asia and have one sibling species, Gnatholithocarpus densiflorus, or the tan oak, which grows in the western United States. While the fruits of the stone oaks appear to be homologous with the acorns of Quercus, they are actually analogous. That is, they are the result of separate evolutionary origins. As mentioned earlier, acorns are a great form of identification and distinction between oaks. Along with acorns, leaves and bark are also the great indicators we use. Identification may prove difficult depending on the time of year. In the spring, with the lawn-care suburban neighborhoods and parks are shown, there may not be many leaves or acorns left around. Snowy spring days also complicate things. Another complication towards identification is how rampant hybridization is among oaks. The resulting offspring have characteristics intermediate between the two parent species. There is also great variation in the size and shape of leaves and acorns within species and even on individual trees. One may, however, look at the bark in these cases. Red oaks have a reddish tint in their bark, whereas white oaks do not, and distinction among other oak trees really depends on the shagginess of the bark. While in the field, I discovered the most common oak around Chicago in the northwest suburbs appeared to be northern red oak, or Quercus rubra, whose leaves are lobed and come to a point at the tip. Close behind was the white oak, Quercus alba, whose leaves are lobed with rounded tips. Among the countless red oaks and hybridizations I found, I also managed to find a swamp white oak, Quercus bicolor, whose leaves vary from unlobed to shallowly lobed. Just how most oaks find their roots only about 18 inches under the soil and typically spreading to occupy a space 4 to 7 times the width of the tree's crown. Oaks also find their roots throughout human history as well. Along with providing food, oaks have also provided strong wood, which is very resistant to insect and fungal attack and has been used to construct everything from Viking longships in the 9th and 10th centuries to Yamaha drums. Aside from its wood, oaks have also had a long history as a common symbol of strength and courage and is the national tree of many countries, including the U.S., and in 1973 was actually voted the official state tree of Illinois. Oaks have had a long standing in poetry and religion. Oaks can be found in Greek and Norse mythology, Celtic polytheism, and even the Bible. With all of this in mind, there's no denying just how close to oak trees we really are.